Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Team Revival team call. It is February 7th, and tonight I'm excited. We're going to go over something that Dion and I have actually never done, and I don't know why we haven't, mainly because maybe I think we don't want to overwhelm people, or maybe I don't know what has stopped us from doing this. But one of the things that, our goal is obviously to help you guys be as successful as possible. And in reality, our real goal is to help you be more successful than us. That's really the number one thing that we want for everybody here. And so one of the things that we haven't done, I don't know why, is tell you literally 100% transparency, full force, exactly what we did starting, where we're at now, the things that we've done. Like, I want to give you guys a legitimate breakdown of every single part of our business right now so that there's no confusion about it. Also to kind of give you guys, like I said, the roadmap, but also the kind of groundwork and foundation for what you guys want to do. Because I know in speaking to most of you personally, I know where all of your goals are at and what you want this opportunity to be for you. So knowing that, this is a direction to get there. So I'm going to lay it out very honestly, very raw, very open, no holds barred. This is it. Everything's on the table, and in hopes that you guys will see that and go, oh, okay, I see step by step what they did, and you'll understand hopefully why we did it too, and why things work, and why they make sense, and where we failed and where we've succeeded and all that good stuff. Because we've failed a lot. Just going to give you a heads up on that one right now. Many times over we have failed. Before we jump into that, I obviously want to turn the mic over to Jessica and let her throw out some announcements for us, if you will. And there you go, Jessica.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so announcements-wise, there's not an awful lot that was like brand new this week. We did, we started, hey, Zia, please don't do that right this second. We started the month off in February. Now we've got $10 off of all of the challenge packs. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I thought it was just going to be the 80-day obsession ones again, and I went to sign somebody up with On Demand, and I'm like, 150, what? Like, that's so great. So that's cool. Take advantage of that. I wouldn't personally lead with it, but whatever. I would say once they're closed, be like, guess what, too? It's $10 off. So awesome. Even better. We're on week 2 of Team Cup, and I gotta say, good job to all the people that are trying to work it for Team Cup. I know that the folks on my team are pushing through. I love that we have our little core group having a little meeting and stuff. Super great. Look forward to seeing you guys again this week. Same as last week, resistance loops are going to be on sale, by themselves. Very exciting. But other than that, you guys, outside of that big announcement, you guys are all awesome. I don't know. I got a shout out, a couple shout outs, I think. I know for one, I just want to shout out to Justice for being so coachable from the get-go. So I know I might not have necessarily been just like this because I had a lot more like self-doubt, insecurity, I didn't just, so somebody said, hey, go post this on your page. I had like a lot of questions. Oh, what about this? Or, I tell that to Justice, and Justice is like, okay. And then he goes and does it. So major props. And to the rest of my team, Jen and all the rest, for just being awesome. Does anybody else have any announcements? I'm going to look up the price on those resistance loops real quick.
Does anyone else have any announcements? If you have any announcements, raise your hands.
Shout out.
Or shout outs. You guys raise your hands. I'm going to throw out a couple here real quick. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Jerry, actually on the call right now. Jerry and I spoke when she first started coaching, and there was a lot of, and I've shared this a little bit before, there was a lot of kind of concern, the exact same concern that I had, and probably many of you had, about sharing, like doing selfies and stuff like that on social media. It seems very like, and I know for me, it was very much like, gosh, how pretentious am I going to look doing this, right? Like, is it all about me? And I felt very kind of like, it was hard for me to jump over that. And we had a talk, and she was very like concerned about it up front and wasn't sure about it. And she's been doing, I looked at her page and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like every other thing is a photo of her. So she's doing a really good job on that. I'm very proud of her because I know how scary that can be and how uncomfortable that can be. So anytime somebody pushes past the comfort zone, I'm all for it. I'm like, awesome, you're growing. That's incredible. I also want to give a shout out to Marty, who will hopefully see this afterwards. She has accomplished a couple things. hit Success Starter. So the first 2 months so far, she's hit Success Club both months. If she does it again, she'll actually win a free ticket to Summit. So she hits Success Club this month, she'll get a free ticket to Summit. But she's already just achieving Success Starters. She's already earned a call with Jeff Hill, which is awesome. So that will be great for her. She also actually leveled up in the leadership ladder to a business starter. So she accomplished that as well, which I think is a big deal. So I'm going to give a big shout out to her real quick. And then does anybody else have anything that they want to share? Any shout outs? Deanna, go ahead.
She's going to hate me for this, but a huge shout out to my girl, Chloe, that has made the decision to attend Summit this year. I know it's a big, scary decision, but she's going for it. She's trusting the process. She's got big goals this year, and I'm really, really proud of that.
Chloe, thumbs up, did you, or are you definitely doing it? Is it definitely thumbs up? Awesome. I know you were still kind of like, I'm like, oh, it's all fun and games, until she's like, actually, I'm not. Like that just
if I say it, it happens. So I just said it.
There you go. Guys, Summit is massive. I mean, honestly, Summit is massive. One of the things, and we'll do a call on this at some point in the near future, hopefully, really probably one of the, if people always look for the secret sauce to this business. Everybody does. Deanna and I still do. When we're talking to corporate or something, like the first question is, okay, guys, what is so-and-so top coach doing? What is this person doing? Like, we want to know the secret sauce. It's just a natural thing of this business. Reality is, the secret sauce, if there is any sort of secret sauce, it's really just the conviction that you get from being around like-minded people that want to achieve things, right? And that's really what this is all about. That's what every event that we go to, that's half of the reason that they're so vital to growing it as a business and helping more people, honestly, is because when you get around that many people that all have the same goal and there's no real like push to try to hide anything from anybody, everybody's forthcoming with everything they can because they want everyone to be successful. The conviction that you get in those times, that's what gets us through. That's what's gotten Deanna and I through many times when we were like, man, this is really hard. It's from being around people that want it just as bad as you do. So it's a very, very, very powerful thing. And that's why we say it's so important. And there's so much incredible information that you're going to get those. Corey, you're going to see. Jessica, you've been there before.
No. Thanks for the subtle call out.
Oh, okay. So, my bad. So we'll see you soon then, huh?
Yes. I promise it's on my list of things to buy right now.
You're the only person I can call out. You're the only person on our team that I can give crap.
I'm like, no, I'm just waiting for it. I'm just sitting here waiting for it. Wait for it.
Somehow Jessica's actually managed to keep that conviction without even attending one, which is amazing to me. So well played. And you do so much for us. So I really wasn't trying to be mean. I was messing with you.
Oh, please.
Okay, so I'm going to dive right into this, guys, because I want to keep this kind of quick for you guys. So I'm literally going to break down step by step what we did just to be where we're at even right now. And I'm also going to break down some of our failures. I'll talk to Deanna as well about this, have her chime in because she'll remember stuff that I don't remember probably about, especially the times that we failed. But I'm going to give you guys a literal play-by-play of exactly what we did and where we're at now, where we were at last year, and kind of what everything's looked like in the hopes that you'll understand, like I said, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Because I know for me, when we first started, so we started and the first 6 months that we started, there was a couple things that we really had issue with. One, we were not coachable at all. We quite literally shut down. The coach that signed us up, Alicia, is a good friend of ours. We love her. Like we have zero like hard feelings of any sort towards her. We shut her down. We didn't talk to her at all. We removed ourselves basically from the team page. Like we took her out. We didn't want nothing to do with it. I have no idea other than we just figured, okay, well, we know how to do this. I don't care what you say. We're going to do it our way. And that's what we're going to do. And the first 6 months, we were also building a house. It was during the holidays. It was coming up on the holidays. We decided to get a puppy. All of this stuff going on at once. And it damn near got us to a point where we quit. That was the truth. We didn't listen to what anybody said. We were doing things our way. We saw this kind of growth. Literally, it was nothing. It was just like this. And then finally, we both had a moment where we both just recognized what I hope to share with you tonight. which was we recognized not just that there is opportunity, but we recognize our specific ability to create that opportunity. And the minute that happened, it's like a light switch turns and just does that. And it's amazing. We go, oh my gosh. And we immediately sat down. We had a talk. We decided, let's try this. Let's go for it. Let's go all in. What have we got to lose, right? Let's try it. Why not? And we started taking decisive action. We started bringing back in the people that were trying to help us, started being coachable. And from then it went like this, and then there's a little bit of this, but it's everything changed. So I'm going to give you the step-by-step of what we did. The very first thing we did was we signed Deanna up as a coach. That was our very first action. We signed Deanna up as a coach. Within about 30 minutes, I signed myself up as a coach. I signed myself up right below her. I wanted to be her very first coach because there is some of the business that we kind of understood a little bit because we'd been told, and I kind of figured that out. So I knew that there was some importance with her being one coach and me being right here and having this account, right? Next thing we did is I talked to my mom, signed my mom up. She is the second coach for a discount to try the products. Literally, she was the second coach. So we went Deanna, me, my mom. Those were the first actions that we did. We were emerald. I think it was not even like, it was a matter of hours. We're emerald like that. And we started moving. Yeah. And we started moving forward. Now at that moment, again, that was the very first 6 months, right? So we stayed stagnant for a while. Once we started actually actively working the business and we started moving forward, we started actually inviting like we were supposed to and started talking to people and sharing our stuff online and running the groups. And we did all those things that we tell people to do every single day to be consistent with. And through that, what we did was we actually started signing people up as discount coaches. That's basically everybody we signed up, we just immediately signed them up as a discount coach. That's how we were taught to do it at the time. And the reason that we did that was because honestly, it was a better option for the client. Like it's always more efficient and cheaper for the person to be an actual quote unquote coach than it is for them to be a customer. It actually, we give away our commission, right, for them to get that savings. So in reality, it's actually a better idea. For us, from our standpoint, it was also a strategic move because we knew that if we wanted to become Diamond in Deanna's account, we had to have some discount coaches or some coaches below her, right? 4 on each leg, 8 total. So we know we needed to have that. Well, it's going to help us rank advance. And our goal is we need to rank advance because we understand that that is how we actually start seeing more earning potential as from a business standpoint. So we started doing that, right? We started adding those coaches. Then once we got Deanna to a Diamond, and I'm not going to go through what Diamond is right this minute. If you have a question about it or if you're watching this and you're not sure what it is, reach out. I'll give you a little chart. It's really simple, right? But once we got Deanna Diamond, well, guess what? I was her first coach. So we made me Diamond. We did the same thing. We just repeated it in her account. Simple form is, the simple explanation is, you're a coach. You sign up 2 people that want a discount. You're an emerald. That's it, right? You help 2 people. I want to discount products too. Boom, boom, you're an emerald. We just did that a handful of times in Deanna's account. Then we did it a handful of times in our account, meaning that we were just hitting Success Club 5 or 10 every single month. We were helping 3 or 10 or 5 people every single month consistently. So those 3 to 5 people that we were helping, we just signed up as coaches because it made more sense for them, and we just bump, and put them in those accounts. Now, all of a sudden, we're 1-star Diamond. Okay, well, that's great. I started talking to my friends, and I started sharing what we were doing. And I'm not saying actually that was the best option. If I'm completely honest with you guys, I talked to my friends, and when we first started, I'll be frank, I talked people into coaching. And that's why I'm so adamant against not doing it now, because I've seen how that functions with people. It doesn't work the long term. They're also, none of them are on this call right now because none of them are still building the business. Because I talked them into it. They didn't just want to do it, right? We didn't build that relationship the way it was supposed to be, which is why we always tell people, don't try to talk people into stuff. This isn't a sales gig. You can't sell this stuff because people don't follow through. They have to want to do it for themselves, which is why I love what we get to do, right? So with that said, I was like, okay, but at the very beginning, that's what I did. And I found a couple of friends that decided, yeah, I want to grow a business. Cool. We just helped them do what we had done. We achieved Diamond in Deanna's account. We achieved it in my account. We knew how to do it. You help a couple people each month and you set them up with the same discount that you enjoy. Literally, that's what we did. And before you knew it, because we had me as 1 Diamond for Deanna and somebody else that we helped build the Diamond on there, we were 2-star Diamond, right? And that's, as soon as you hit 2-star Diamond, you're getting bonuses, like diamond bonuses, quarterly bonuses, and you're getting the opportunity to open up another business account. So the second that came about, we immediately opened another business account. And so now we had me on one leg, my mom on the other leg, some coaches, and then we put her other business account on this leg, which on the opposite leg of me. There's pros and cons to doing that, just a heads up. And that allowed us to then become 3-star diamond. And when this other diamond fell off because they didn't want to work the business because I talked them into it, now we could still hold that 2-star because we had my account, we had Deanna's second business account. We controlled all the diamonds, guys. So I'm not going to pretend that we did it from some like amazing spot of leadership. We did it because we just knew strategically how to build the business, right? Like, oh, if I do this, I can build this. So we started working through that mode, right? And we created that 2-star. We created the second business center, right? And we could control all that stuff because we can work all those different accounts, right? And at that point, the minute we hit 2-star, that's when we started seeing, that year we started averaging about $3,200 a month on average, minus the quarterly bonuses. If you're 2-star and you hold it for 6 weeks in any overall quarter, you get a bonus, right? That bonus for 2 stars is roughly around $800 to $1,000. I think this year it's probably going to be a little north of 1,000. And that's extra that they just say, hey, thanks a lot. Every 3 months they give that to you. If you're like a 15-star, it's like a $34,000 bonus that they give you on top of everything every 3 months. It goes up depending on what 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star. So we started doing that. With that said, we've been 3-star and then 1-star in my account and then Deanna's diamond, right, and her second business center. And we've also lost a lot of those coaches. At any given moment, guys, we have probably 2 coaches that are actually like really going for it. And then we might have 4 or 5 that are like kind of warm, kind of cold, right? That was about the average for all of last year, right? That were consistent coaches. Now I think we have maybe, we ended last year, I think we had about 6 coaches that were actively like working, like personally sponsored just with Deanna and myself, actively working, like really wanting to grow a business. But we only have Deanna and myself as diamonds, as technical diamond coaches, right? So it's my point to try to get through all of this is to really kind of drive home the fact that I know that for me, when I first started coaching, I felt like, man, you've got to have, like if every single person I talk to doesn't sign up and doesn't decide to coach or whatever, we'll never be successful. And that's so not true. We hit last month, it's not a bonus month, meaning that we didn't get an extra bonus. So last month was just like a normal month, and we did $5,560 last month just from volume and commissions. Our commissions weren't a lot higher than normal last month. So a lot of it was just volume from people in the team and people getting excited about 80-day session and all that stuff, right? So there's a lot of that going on as well. The game plan that we basically had was, look, we're just going to, keeping it simple, we're just going to invite people. We're going to set people up as discount coaches because it makes more sense for them. And it helps to build our rank. We're going to talk to people about the coaching opportunity. Any given second I was talking to people about it because I knew what it can be. That's why I'm very passionate about what we do as coaches though, in terms of the business side of it. So to me, it's no problem. I'm going to talk to everybody I can about it. Right. So we did that. And then we just made a flat goal. There's absolutely no option that we are not going to hit Success Club 10 every single month. Done deal. We have hit Success Club 10 every month for 37 months in a row. Last month made it 37 months in a row. That just means we've helped 5 people every month at least. That's all there was to that, right? So again, the reason I'm expressing all of that is there's a lot going on there, but there's really not a lot going on there. We invite, we post, we share what we're doing online. We work on ourselves. The key is we invite, that's the key. We talk to people a lot. We just don't hesitate to press send. That's legitimately what we've done. And then when people say, yeah, I'm interested, we walk through the conversation. And then when we sign them up, we get them the same discount if they want it that we get. And then we just start building those discount coaches. And then we plug them into a group and we try to get them the best results we possibly can. And then what happens is naturally people get results because the systems work. They get excited, right? And then they want to naturally, organically kind of become people or ambassadors for the program as well and for the systems, and they have a great time and they love it. And we just help try to lead them in the direction of what we do on a day-to-day basis. And then you find people that actually want to build a business. It's the same kind of thing. It just kind of rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Thing is, it's so easy to kind of get in your own mind and really just make it so much more complicated than that. Like it really isn't all that complicated. It's not like we have 15, diamond coaches that are just like everybody's active. We've got so much stuff going on, right? We really don't. But you know what? Even though we don't, this is what I love about this. We don't have that massive, ridiculous, team. Like, we've got an incredible team, and I love you guys, right? And it's awesome. But we don't have there's 700 coaches that are building business. We have 289 coaches in our downline in its entirety that are active. Not all of those coaches are ours, right? That's including coaches from our upline that have put coaches below us, from their coaches that have put people below us, right? Anybody that they add in is going to go in our downline, even though we had nothing to do with it, right? So that's including all of your guys' coaches. That's including everybody below us in any way, shape, or form that is considered part of that 289 coaches. We have, Deanna and I, between the two of us, all three of our accounts right now, we have 65 actual discount coaches. 65 coaches in total, with the majority, all but about 8 or 10 of them, right, just wanting the discount. Then the other 8 or 10, or I think for us actually, it's closer to 6 or 7, specifically us, just the two of us, about 6 or 7 that actually want to, last month, that actually really were okay, I'm ready and I'm moving forward and actually wanting to work a business. So it's not the ridiculous amount that people might think, right? And with that said, that still is sitting in the neighborhood like I said, last year, we averaged about $3,200 a month, without bonuses, right? And this year we're already starting at $5,500. I think that's a substantial amount for a couple of months. A couple of hours a day, and having a team like that. So what I want to try to get across through that is, you guys all have, when I heard that about Jessica, when I had that moment, what I had in that moment of recognizing that I could do it, and that Deanna and I could do it, that we could join together and we could actually create this opportunity. What that was is the recognition that I was hold on. I thought she had this massive, ridiculous team that it's how could I ever even reach that many people? I don't know, that it's overwhelming. I don't think I can do it. And then when I realized, oh my gosh, you have 7 people that are actually diamonds on your team right now. 7 of them. That's 7 people. And I'm telling you, her numbers were not the same as ours right now. Let me just put it that way. They were a little bit more when I saw it. I knew what her numbers were, and I was like, whoa, that's a yearly income, that what is going on right now. And that's what you're seeing. That let me understand, okay, wait a minute, we can do this. I know 7 people. I can talk to 7, I can find 7 people that are just as inspired by this as I am. That's not and it also took a lot of the stress off me. So it made me not feel oh my gosh, I said before, if I don't talk to every single person and talk every single person into doing what we're doing, we'll never be successful. It is so not true. Right now, with just this, I've thought about, we could literally, we had a goal of moving to Thailand at one time. We could move to Thailand right now, sell the house, move, and live with live on just what we are earning with Beachbody at the moment. That's to me, that's pretty amazing to think that there's that opportunity there. Of course, we wouldn't do it, right? But to just think oh my gosh, that's an entirely different world that we could be stepping into just because of what we've done so far. So that is the literal, step by step. Sign Deanna up, sign me up, sign my mom up, talk to some of my friends, found one person that actually wanted to build a business. Talk to some of my people, plug them into a group. Sign them up at the same discount that we got. Boom, coaches, discount coaches, emeralds, diamonds, done. It was literally that straightforward. Our top is 3-star diamond and 1-star in my account. And then Deanna's diamond in Deanna's account. That's the highest rank we've ever seen. So it's not like we're 10-star diamonds and that's the only reason we see any success. Does that make sense to people? Or some of this stuff is way over the head, but does that kind of make sense at all? Okay. Now, with all of that said, last year, we pretty much did everything So keep in mind, guys, this is 3 years into it. 3 years. Last year was our third year. The first 6 months, we didn't listen to shit that people said. We did everything the way we wanted to do it, and we saw zero success. Finally, we got out of our own way, and we decided we're going to listen to what other people say, because guess what? Weird, they're successful, we're not. Maybe I'm going to listen to what these successful people say and follow their lead. That's literally like our mindset was, for maybe we should do this. We did really well that year. Once we started, we put our head down, we did really well that year. We did well the second year. Last year, we did crap last year. Our Success Club numbers were good. We still hit Success Club every month. We peaked at like over 40 Success Club points one month. Like, we did solid all year long. We knew that the UK was opening. We found out early mid-year that the UK was going to be open in October, November. Everybody at corporate was saying, hey, don't dive in 100% on UK. Don't ignore the US. Don't ignore Canada. Don't just put all your eggs in that one basket of the UK. We did it anyway because we know better. So we spent a ton of money on ads on our like page. We dumped in a ton of work and effort into building relationships, which, don't get me wrong, we met some really cool people and we made some really good connections. And we got we got a couple of really awesome, like very sweet, great coaches out of that time, right? But as a whole, we did everything they told us not to do. We didn't listen at all. And realistically, at the end of the day, it was a bust. Like, at the end of the day, we didn't listen, and we got exactly what we get every time we didn't listen. We fully failed. We had goals of being a 5-star elite team last year. And what that means, for anybody that doesn't understand that, is it means that we would help 5 people at minimum in Deanna's first business center, right? We would help them actually achieve diamond, right? It means that we're leading in the right way. Hey, we're going to lead you. Let's help you. Let's inspire you to help more people. And we're going to help you do whatever it takes. We're going to lead you in the right way so that you can achieve your goals. And you're going to become diamond. And that's going to be part of our ability as a team. That's why you can't become elite by yourself. An elite team is an elite team, not an elite individual, right? So that's part of it. We had to go from that. We did not lead correctly. I failed miserably in the way that I led coaches. I didn't give them the right information. I waited too long. I made all sorts of mistakes, right? I did it all. And at the end of the day, what we found at the end of the year was we got to a place probably in November or October, November, where legitimately, like, I was talking Deanna off the edge. Like, she was like, I'm done. Like, we're not seeing growth. This is just doing this. Like, we're going way in over our heads on work right now. We're putting way too much effort into this and we're seeing nothing out of it. Like, we need to figure something out and start looking at other options. Like, that was the legitimate conversation. I didn't tell anybody on our team. Nobody knew that, right? We haven't shared that with anybody. But that was legitimate, like, conversation that we had. And I had to be like, no bullshit, because it makes, like, I'm so passionate about this. And I'm like, you can't, no, we don't, no, it's not even an option. Sorry, no, it can't happen. Like, we're committed. Like, this is our game. Like, there's nothing else that we're going to find like this. We can do this, right? And she agreed to allow me to, like, strong arm her on that one, right? And we got over it. And at the end of the day, it was because we weren't paying attention, right? Like, we were doing what we were told not to do by people that know better. Corporate knows better than us. They've seen this before. We weren't listening. We're just doing whatever we wanted to do instead of what they wanted us to do. And so we found ourselves in a place where we're like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm over it. You know, it's just too hard. And we were just seeing this stagnant, this stagnant aspect. And then, sure enough, we reset, right? Rename the team, start over. Let's reboot. Let's go in. Let's throw stuff at the wall, and really see what sticks. And that's where we ended up in January. So far this year is going to be really solid. We've still got some big goals this year. Our goals this year are, we are going to be a 5-star elite team. I'm over it because I'm over myself, right? I'm over not hitting it, not because I'm over the business, because I'm over myself thinking I know better than what people are telling me that know better. Like, that's really what I'm over. I'm over me saying, no, I think we got this. I've been coaching for 4 years. Like, we've built diamonds before. I've helped people get there. Like, we've led that team before. I know we can do it again. Why can't we? Right? Well, partly because when people are saying, hey, this is a roller coaster, right? Like things change in this and we've got to be kind of adapting all the time. And I'm going, nope, we can do it this way because this is the way I've always done it. And this is the way that works. I haven't been willing to step outside of my comfort zone, which is what I'm asking all of you to do, right? And if I can't step out of my comfort zone, how do I intend to grow? So this year, it's kind of everything's put aside. We're going to reinvigorate the team. We're going to do it completely different. We're going to be throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall. We're going to be taking all the stuff that didn't work last year and we're going to be putting it aside. And we're going to be moving into stuff that I believe and hopefully will work. A lot of that's going to take you guys reacting and working with us as a team because we need to know what works for you. I don't know half the time, and I've shared this with a leadership group that we had, I don't know half the time how to lead, and I don't think Deanna does either. I don't think anybody does, how to lead you guys for what you need to be led for, right? Like the information that you guys need. I don't always know. Like I can't pretend to know, right? So I need that input and that feedback from you guys. Deanna needs that input and that feedback from you guys. We need to know what you guys need, right? Like how we can help you. But I do know there are some systems that absolutely do work. And those systems are putting our damn head down, figuring out what we want to achieve, what our goals are, committing to goals and sticking to it, right? Meaning like, hey, I'm going to commit to SC10 every single month. I'm going to help 5 people every single month. That's a non-negotiable. I'm going to make it happen. That's what happened. We did that, right? We do that every month. We do more than that, if I'm honest, every month. We legitimately do that. And it's not because we're special. Like, please don't think it's because we're really not. Guaranteed. We're no more special than any other person on this team. We're just talking to a bunch of damn people. That's it. Like, that's legitimately it. And then we just help them with the same discount. Like, literally, this is how simple those steps are. The rest of it is, well, how do we get out of our own way to do that, right? And that's where I think the biggest kind of struggle is with most people. So that is exactly where we're going right now. We are currently, technically speaking, we're currently 2-star diamonds. And that 2-star diamond account is Deanna's second business center is a diamond, and I'm a diamond. Like, literally, we're controlling our 2-star diamond. Nobody else is. And we did that on purpose, though, because it allows us to, if we can control that, I can control the bonuses, right? And I want to keep those bonuses because it's important. So, but make no bones about it. That's where we're at right now. We want to be, I believe that you guys honestly deserve to be a 5-star team. I believe that you guys are working hard and that you guys want it bad enough that you deserve that recognition. So for me, that's my goal for us. I think Deanna's on the same page, but the only way that's going to happen is it has nothing to do with us. That's only going to happen by us helping you guys reach your goals, right? And if we do that, then we're actually going to be working together as a team. So what we're going to need from you guys in this scenario, honestly, is your honest, true, I don't want to say your goals, but your honest, true thoughts on, what do you want out of this? And do you want that to be, do you want this team to be a 5-star elite team? And some of you are like, I don't even know what the hell that means. You know what I mean? Like, it means that it's a team that's moving forward and it's leading the pack. That's what it means. It's a team of people that are wanting to make a change, that are committed to the mission and are going for it and really trying to change lives. That's really what it means. It's not one person, it's a team. So the question is, do you guys want to be a team that is known for being committed to the mission and changing not just our lives, but our focus being changing the lives of everybody around us and everybody that we come in contact with? I know Jessica is. I know you're on. But if that's what you guys want, we're going to do that. We're going to focus on it. But I don't want to pretend that it's not going to take work, because even though it's not a massive, we're not 15-star diamond coaches or anything like that. We don't have that ridiculous kind of like status behind it, right? It still doesn't mean that it wasn't work. It was just consistent work. It wasn't a ridiculous amount. It was just consistent every single day. But it's still, being able to be consistent is work. It can be hard. You know what I mean? And it can be, Deanna, I know that there's some stuff that I missed in there that we failed at numerous times, I'm sure, or other little things.
You barely even scratched the surface, buddy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
How much should we spend? Like probably in, honestly, like 2 years of Facebook ads, we've probably spent about $6,000. Like, yeah, you're like, oh, yeah. So, And that was in failing, right? Like, I'm like, hey, let's try this. Let's see if this works. No, it didn't. So like Facebook ads, like people are like, oh, I want to start Facebook ads. There's a lot of failing and a lot of money that goes into that to try to figure out how they work. And it's always changing and things like that. So yeah, we failed big time. You know, when we were first coaching, like it's weird. And I remember doing this when I was a new coach. You know, you kind of look at coaches that are more seasoned or experienced, and you're like, oh my gosh, well, they've got all their ish together. Well, you know, when we were first coaching, our very first challenge group, like when we signed up as a coach, we ran our first challenge group. We didn't jump into anybody else's challenge group. We're just like, because like he said, we weren't coachable, right? So we're like, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to run our own challenge group. And fortunately, I mean, we did really well. You know, our first challenge group, we had like 8 people, I think, in our first challenge group. And we decided from the very first day, this was before Facebook Live, that we were going to make videos. And it wasn't recommended or anything either way, but we decided we're going to do that. And I did it because it scared the ish out of me, like legit, like it took me probably a good 2 years before I could talk on calls like this. I would just like, no, please don't pick me. Please don't say my name. I'm going to poop my pants. Like if you like call on me. But that's exactly why we did video. We did video purposely because it's something that I was scared of. And we did take after take after take after take because I would get nauseous. And I'm like, Justin, don't look at me. You're embarrassed. You know, I'm embarrassed in front of my own husband. And we had to write out like every single word that I was going to say. So I wouldn't look at the camera. I'd have to look off and like do this because I was like, I can't even think about what I want to say. And so, you know, we failed that way, but accepting that failure as just part of the process instead of going, gosh, I really failed. Like, hey, that's one failure out of the way, because the more times you fail, the more successful you'll become. The biggest, most successful coaches, people in general, have failed more than we could ever imagine. And that's the only reason they're successful. So I really want to get away from the thought of failure being negative, because it's not. And with that negative mindset, we really need to focus on what we're saying or how we're saying it. Right? So I'd go, man, this person, man, they said they were going to sign up for a challenge pack. They were super excited. I wasted all this time on them and they didn't sign up. Well, for one, is that really benefiting them, or was I focused on it benefiting me? I was absolutely like, they did this to me. They said they were going to sign up and then they didn't. You know, I don't know if anybody else has done that, but I did that in the very beginning. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to give them the information. I'm going to love on them. And I'm not going to expect that they're going to sign up. I'm going to expect that they're not going to sign up. So when they do, then I'm like, awesome, because I'm not going to invest in them, because it's important for me. I mean, invest in their reaction or their outcome affecting my outcome. You know, I'm just going to put my head down. Awesome. Here's the information. I'm going to love on you where you're at. Here's the information. Here's where you sign up. Next. Okay, I'm going to love on you, love on you, love on you. And if you sign up, that's amazing and awesome. We get to do this together. And if you don't, okay, it's not the right time. I'm going to reach out to you a month or 2 later and go, hey, I know it wasn't the right time. How about now? If so, awesome. Here's the link. I'm not going to expect you to fill this out until I see it. So I think like really changing the expectation that you put on other people was really, really helpful, you know, and just really loving people where they're at. Like, I know that, you know, there's some people that have either purchased stuff on Amazon or purchased stuff on Craigslist. Our first 2 workouts, P90X and P90X3, we got on Craigslist. And we were in a challenge group. So, you know, I never discount anybody that gets their stuff elsewhere. I just say, come on in, just make sure that I'm signed up as your free coach, and just come on in. We're going to love you. And we've had amazing coaches come in that way, because you just accept them where they're at. Because if at the end of the day, your goal is truly to help people lead a healthy and fulfilling life, it doesn't matter what they got from you. You just need to feel good in your heart that that's part of the payment is feeling gratitude that other people provide for you, that you're helping them. Right. So I really want to and it's not all about like rainbows and unicorns and puppies and stuff like that, because bad things happen and life can suck sometimes, but not spending your time living in that suck is something that we all need to work on. And it took me a really long time to work on that. And not that I never get to a negative space. I absolutely do. I just don't live there now. You know, I'll be in there and I'm like, oh, it sucks. Oh, poopy pants. Oh, that person was so mean. Okay, well, did I play a part in that? How could I have handled it different? Okay, what, you know, and I'm like, ooh, I probably could have said that differently, or I probably could have reacted differently, or you know what, they have their own thing. I need to know that that's not a real reflection on me or whatever, but you need to really take that hard look within yourself and go, okay, well, what am I contributing or what am I not contributing, or how can I force my mind to get out of that sucky place and try to go to a proactive versus a reactive phase, I guess, place, if you will. One other thing, January of 2015 is when we decided to go on. We signed up in June of 2014. Like he said, we kind of had, you know, kind of went like this, then we went like this. We're building a house. We had a dog. We just got married. We were getting married.
Yep.
We got married.
We
got married in November. We got our honeymoon in January or February. So we're getting married. We were moving. We were, you know, all this stuff that, you know, goes on. And so we kind of took a break. You know, we were on a break like friends. And then it was January that I went to a Super Saturday by myself, and Amy Silverman, which I actually shared a call that she did yesterday. She was at her Super Saturday because she's actually local originally. And she's just like, she's not a hot mess because she's pretty hot. But back then she was more of a hot mess, like didn't really have a lot of her ish together, even though she was a really successful coach. And she just laid it. And I'm not really a super hardcore, like tough love person, but she kind of laid it out. She's like, you make the decision. You know, I'm no different than you. You're no different than you. You just have to make that decision. What are you going to do? And it was in that moment that I'm like, okay, we have to do this. And if we're going to do it, my goal is to help 5 people every single month. And that was a scary goal for me. I'm like, Success Club 10, I've never hit that before. I'm always struggling for Success Club 5, helping 3 people. How am I going to almost double that? Like, I don't know if I can do that. But I'm like, no, she said to do it. I'm going to trust the system. That's when I got You're a Badass that I read 9 times, changed my life. Read it if you haven't. If you have, read it again. And then I just made that decision, like, we're going to hit Success Club 10, even though I've never hit it before. So it was a big, hairy, scary goal. And like Justin said, we've hit it for over 3 years now because we made that decision, right? Not like, I'll try to see what I can do. Or, you know, it's like, no, we're going to hit it. And you know what? There's been times it's been the last day of the month and we didn't hit it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there has been 1 month. And I'm like, we just have to give up. This is going to be a month. And then I'm like, no, what would I tell our team? We still have 6 hours left. I can still do what I can do, right? And we ended up squeaking it out like at 11 or something weird like that because we made the decision. And so that's the thing that's really hard is that, again, it's going to take that internal self-talk of, you know what, this is hard. You know, I've got this going on in my life. This person's sick. My kids have sports. You know, I have a crazy schedule. All these things that are legitimate excuses, you need to find out, you know, what do I want and try to find that balance in there. One of the things I want to really talk about really super quick is at the end of the day, we're not your boss. You're your own boss, which is so beautiful and exciting and all that stuff is so awesome. But with that said, it is kind of hard because most of us have either worked at a company or currently work at a company. And so we have a boss that tells us what to do, when to show up. And if we don't do our work, we don't get a paycheck. Or if we don't do our work, we get fired. Well, when we're our own boss, we can give ourselves vacation days and vacation weeks, and we can give ourselves leeway. And so we're not your boss. You're your own boss. We're your mentors. We're here to help you, help guide you and direct you. And if we don't know the answers, we reach out to other people that are our mentors and say, hey, what can we do? I think the thing that made us finally turn that corner to being more successful is I ask more questions of other coaches now than I ever did as a new coach. Because I realized that there's so many ways and so many tips and tricks and ideas and thoughts and just that that's going to help me grow, but we have to be proactive in asking for that. And I know as a newer coach, it made me really nervous to ask because I just felt like I was bugging people or, you know, I didn't want people to think I didn't know what I was doing. And now I'm like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me out? Or how would you do this? I'm like kind of stuck. And so that's really, really important because this business is super easy to do. It's also super easy not to do. It's super easy to say, you know what? Maddox has a game in Seattle. I just spent, Friday at the hospital. I probably shouldn't, I don't know. I'm kind of emotionally stressed right now. I've got, this event coming up, or whatever it is. It's really easy to have those reasons not to do it, but you need to find that one reason, your reason, not our reason, not Justin's reason, not Jessica's reason, your reason for doing this. And being honest with yourself on why. Like, we all want to help people. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here. But you have to think more. Like, yes, it's amazing to help people, but why do you want to be here? There's got to be some financial goal that you want to hit, whatever that is. Even if that's just paying for your shake and helping a couple people, or you want to retire your spouse, or you want to retire yourself, or you just want to make a second income for pay off some bills, whatever that is. But find out what that is. So then we can pair that to like daily action steps to get you there. Because guys, and this took me a really long time to learn, and that's why I'm sharing with you guys, you're not a bad person if you receive income for helping change somebody's life. And that took me a really, really long time to get over. But I was like, doctors do it, firemen do it. Do we think of that? No, because we're pouring our heart into people. We're not selling them something and saying, see you later. We're saying, here's a program that has helped me. Let's do this together. And it just starts our relationship. So never feel bad if your family is benefiting, or you're providing for your family by accepting some sort of payment, by helping impact somebody's life. So that's kind of my last thoughts.
No, and absolutely. Guys, let me tell you something, and let me be very honest about this. If you think for 1 second that Deanna and I know I am, and I'm sure Deanna would agree with me on this, that we are not rolling over thankful, like I feel like I owe so much to Jessica Vanderberg and Alicia. They have changed, like our life will literally never be the same because of them. Do you think they don't earn money for what they did, how they impacted us? Absolutely. Do you think I care for 1 second? Absolutely not. I think it's amazing the opportunity that they have shared with us. We'll never be the same. Like I don't know what I would do without this. Like legit, I have no idea. Like that's why I can't imagine not doing it. And it's all because they decided to not just even talk about helping us get more fit, but talking about, hey, there's a business here too. There's nothing negative about that. That's amazing. And it's incredible that they've done that for us. So to me, I look at it like, hey, people really, when it starts to get around money, so often the talk starts to get there, people get so like, ew, it's gross. It's to me, it's not gross at all. Listening to what Jessica does right now that's inspiring to me. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's that kind of opportunity. And because of that inspiration, and because she's been willing to share, and through that being willing to share and talk to people is the only reason that she actually receives that kind of opportunity, right? And because of that willingness, our lives, like I said, will never be the same. And we have the ability to then go impact and help other people in the same way. Like, it's absolutely incredible to me. And just like Deanna said, there's no right or wrong way to build this. That's why I walked you through exactly what we did. It's not the only way. It's not the right way. It's the way that we did it. And I just want to be 100% transparent, because we've never said that before. We've never been like, look, this is what we did step by step. And this is where we are now. And this is what's going on. I want you guys to have every bit of information that we possibly can share with you. And I guarantee if you talk to, any other coach, any other successful coach out there that's doing anything, they might tell you an entirely different way, right? But I do know what I can share is what we have done and how we did it and where we are and how that's worked for us. That's all I know to share, right? And so that's why it was really important that I wanted to kind of put that out there for you guys tonight. But I also, another thing that Deanna said that I want to kind of hit on, and then we'll open up for questions and then bounce, is I think one of the biggest, like, first of all, raise your hand. Who's drinking Shakeology? Raise their hand. Everybody here. Who likes it? Keep your hand raised if you like Shakeology, if it's helped you in some way. Okay, Jessica, I assume that you say yes to this. Right? All of us. Okay, so now we're going to be drinking Shakeology whether we're coaches or not. It's changed our life. It's made us an impact. Put it aside. Right now, as a coach, I pay $15 a month. Period. Right? I order Shakeology. I'm going to have it anyway. So my cost is I pay $15 a month to be a coach. $16, $15.99 a month to be a coach. Do you know what my overhead for our business is? $16 a month, aside from all the stupid money that we spend on ads. But on an average business like normal, what we would normally spend is $16 a month. Regardless if I make $5,600 this month or if I make $0 this month, my cost is $16 a month. The only difference in this, in that spread, is if I decide, okay, I'm already paying the money. Am I going to actually treat this like a business and actually invite people and talk to people and get out of my comfort zone or not? That's the only deciding factor. There's no other business I've ever been in, and I own a business. There's nothing I've ever seen that's like that. There's always a ton of fluctuating costs. It's really expensive. And I think, honestly, that's the biggest problem with what we do. The one thing that I hate in some ways about being a coach is that it only costs $15. I think that's the biggest. I wish it cost us $100,000 to become coaches, because then we would take it as seriously as we need to take it, as we should be taking it. Because at that moment, when you've got that much writing, hey, you know what? If you're busy, it doesn't matter. You're going to get your work done because you recognize that you don't have the opportunity not to, because you've got some skin in the game, right? Something like this, it's so easy and it's so simple to do. It's also simple not to do. And there's so little on the line because, hey, it doesn't matter if I don't help anybody. Oh, well, it's no skin off my teeth, right? It's no big deal. That's the problem. If we're all here, like Gianna said, to help people, then we need to reach out and start helping people, right? Jessica's here to help people. She reached out to Alicia. Alicia reached out to me. She helped people. That's what she did. That's why she's where she's at. And if that's our goal, that's how we get there, is we reach out and help people. So part of me wishes that it was a lot more expensive so that it wouldn't be so easy just to go, well, I'm just not going to do it because it's a little bit scary or uncomfortable, or I've just got other stuff going on, right? That's not fair to you. And it's not fair to the people that you could be impacting, right? And it's not true to why we're all here in the first place. So does anybody have any questions whatsoever about anything at all?
Cassandra put something in the chat about what you said about value versus cost.
Let's see. What did I say yesterday about value versus cost? Remind me, Cassandra, because I talked a lot yesterday. Here, I'll unmute you. Oops. Okay, you're unmuted.
It was on the phone yesterday. Remember when I said, what do you say when somebody says, well, how much does it cost? It's too expensive. Just along that lines, you said something to me about it's not a cost, it's like a value. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's never a cost objection. It's always a value objection. Everything we do, we never get cost objections. We truly get value objections. Nobody can afford what this is. 9 out of 10 times, they don't see the value in it, which is fine. It's totally understandable. But it's the same thing as if, if I have a, if you go in, I actually was just in the store the other day. I was in the store. I was in Nordstrom's and I looked at this shirt and it was a t-shirt. I shit you not. This is no joke. This is true story. It was a t-shirt. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's a cool t-shirt. It's like pretty normal and it looked clean, whatever. $400. I literally looked at the tag and I go, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What junkie is smoking anything to come up with this as an option? There's no way. And I put it away. I see no value in a $400 t-shirt, right? So there's no way I would pay that. Now, if I was there and all of a sudden you spent your time and you explained, okay, now look, this is a very special shirt, and you broke down all the different stuff. In reality, this shirt is actually lined with gold and it's got all this stuff, and it actually is $1,000 if you tried to sell it, or if you tried to buy it anywhere else, but it's $400. Well, my mind might change a little bit. I might actually, the shirt, it's $1,000 shirt. I can get an Armani suit. I can get that Armani suit for $100. Hey, that's value there. Now I can see that I'm getting a good value. It's just your mindset changes, right? I mean, I could give you a million different stupid analogies for that. But at the end of the day, we have a value objection, which in some ways is kind of I reiterate, it's kind of the problem I feel like with coaching in general, is the way we approach it. As long as the cost is low, it can be really easy for the value to be low, right? And then all of a sudden, when you start saying, hey, there's actually some investment in this, it starts raising its value because all of a sudden you're like, I had to put investment in that. So it's just like if you've got, you know, $1,000 phone or $100 phone, you're going to take care of the $1,000 phone. You're going to put the effort into this. You're not going to put it into the $100 phone because you'll just get another one. Not a huge deal, right? Well, it's the same thing with coaching. I kind of wish there was more charge so people would take it as seriously as it truly can be, because it can change every single one of our lives if we just allow it to change every single one of our lives. Is there anything else? Anything else that anybody wants to share? Jessica, Deanna, Jen, anybody? Gloria, any questions? So
I just want to say how encouraging that is. If you guys think about it, all they've been doing the whole time, I mean, they've been taking a lot of action, clearly, but they've been helping people get the discount. And they really, I've been there for the majority of the time, and there is really only like 2 or 3 people really pushing at any given time at the most. So, you know, when we all think like, oh, I got to find those 10 people to be diamonds or whatever, it's like to make, I mean, I'm sorry, but $3,000 a month would be massive for me, right?
Yeah.
So to think that it's not really that far away is really super encouraging. You guys that's really super awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
No, you're welcome. And that's true. That's what helped me kind of get it. You know, again, like I know that the whole talk about money and all this stuff can get kind of like wishy, you know, or whatever. But it's true. Like if I look at it now and recognize where that is now and then recognize our ability from there, what it's done is it's taught me, look, if we're here now, I know I can talk to more people. I know that if I continue to do this and continue to help people and continue to change what we do to try to figure out what works and what doesn't, you know, and just continue to show up, we're going to build this. And sure enough, in another couple of years or whatever, that could look more like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 or whatever it is. Now our life is totally different. We do what we want when we want, how we want. And to think that it was just because we just didn't stop doing what we're doing, which, to be honest, guys, like it's scary sometimes, but it's not rocket science. And it's not like, it's so much more simple than 99% of the things that we could be doing. And it's kind of fun. I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of fun to do. So to me, it's kind of like a win-win all the way around and free. I mean, freedom meaning. Any other questions or concerns or thoughts or anything like that?
One thing I want to share really super quick is I shared this in the team page that this week on the Beachbody Champions page, I think all of you guys should have access to it. If not, let me know. We can add you to it. Various coaches are sharing their power hours every day. So on Monday, it was Danielle Natoni, which was a top 10 coach. She said how she gets set up for success. Then every single day, it's somebody new. On Friday, I think it's going to be Tanya Landis, which is on our team and our larger team. And so it's really nice because you get a different perspective. I was sharing with Chloe today that, you know, Justin may talk to each and every one of you and like, here's how a power hour looks like. And what a power hour is essentially the daily actions that you take every day as a coach. Like you connect with people, you invite, you get your workout in, you know, stuff like that. So when Justin shares what you need to be doing every day, it's always the same. It's just hearing it in a different way, or maybe doing it in a different order, or maybe doing it in different chunks. So instead of them doing a power hour, they're doing what you call power pockets. So if you only have like 20 minutes a day or 20-minute pockets, like I used to work like right when I got up, I'd work for like 20 minutes. And then my breaks, I would work maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then lunch, I might work a half an hour. And I used to work in little pockets. And I still do because I still work full time. But I would recommend, and Justin and I are actually going to do this since there's new people every single day. We're actually going to be doing am I cutting out? No. Okay.
No, really, you're good.
Oh, Dusty was looking at me really funny, like, but they have somebody new every day. So Justin and I are actually going to be doing that power. It's live. So it'll say, okay, for the next 5 minutes, do this. For the next 5 minutes, do this. Oh no.
What?
It went out. My screen. It just went black. I don't know. Anyways, so I would recommend doing that because you're going to learn different techniques from different people. Like somebody's going to do it this way and another person's going to do it this way. So we're actually going to go live every single, it's going to be recorded now, but we're going to follow those steps that everybody's doing to see, okay, well, what works best for our schedule and what
what techniques work best, because there's no one way. At the end of the day, you have to do 3 or 4 things every single day. It's the same. It's just in what order you do it, or how you do it, or what you listen to when you do it, or how you track how you do it, and things like that. So I definitely recommend you guys going in there. If you're serious about, growing your business, if you're serious about helping at least 3 people every month, go in there and check them out.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they're super solid. I just watched like one little snippet of one of them and I was like, oh my gosh, I know, like, just how to expand your network and how to like have more people to talk to, and just the way that she was going about doing that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never done that. Why have I never done that? This is ridiculous. So that is a wealth of information, guys. Absolutely. It's Beachbody Champion page, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's that.
Cassandra missed what I said.
Okay.
Just on something, are you a part of the Beachbody Champions page? Yes. So this week, Monday through Friday, a new coach is going in to do a live power hour. Do you know what a power hour is? It's remember what I've talked to you about, the daily actions. So inviting and getting your workout in, and starting conversations, stuff like that. So they do power hours, which are essentially those daily actions, but they're doing something called power pockets. So instead of doing it in an hour, they might do it in little 20-minute increments. So, okay, you're going to spend 5 minutes doing this, and then 5 minutes doing this. But each day it's a different person, so they do it a bit differently. So we're going to actually do everybody's power hour and see what works best for us. Because like he said, we just listened to one today and it's like, oh, I never thought about that. And so going through everybody's process and everybody's system, even though at the end of the day it's all the same, in the way that you do it, is going to be kind of awesome. And that's what I love about Team Beachbody, because whether or not people are on our team or on a different team, we're all here to help. Like, nothing's secret. There's no secret sauce that people are keeping from you. It's all the same. It's just being willing to take that action. So
we haven't shared in the group yet.
I think I did on Monday.
Oh, okay. You shared the link.
I shared the link to, the Beachbody Champions page. But I'll do that. I'll tag you in it, Patrick.
Yeah, and just remember, guys, basically it's like, hey, I want to be successful in this. Well, okay, what's happening? A power hour, just so you know, like any coach, when they share what they do, like as their power hour, for instance, that's what makes them, that's the literal, like, hey, how do you be successful in this? This is literally what I do step by step every day. That's what those are. So every time you go and watch one of those coaches, these exceptionally successful coaches, every single one of them is ridiculously successful in what they do. Each one of them is going to walk you through and say, this is what I do every day. And I think the one that we just watched is actually saying, I just do a lot more of it or a lot less, depending on your goal. If your goal is here, you just do this amount. If your goal is up here, you just add and you do a lot more of these conversations and more of this way. That's what they're all doing. So it's like, it's all the secrets of everything. So, I mean, absolutely wealth of knowledge. I can't wait to watch the one.
Oh, and lastly, I shared this on our team page too, but I never know who sees it. If you guys are in Autumn's coach test group, every single week on the cover photo, she has a question. I think this week is like, something about the nutrition. And what she asks for you to do is do a video like this. It has to be this way, like vertical, not horizontal. And I think under a minute or something like that. And you just share it. And then what they're doing is they're compiling videos of coaches sharing like what they're going through. So then that way they create this cool like video that you can share with your customers or your clients or
you're
whatever.
Actually in it, maybe.
So be sure that every week you're checking that out. You can click on that the cover photo and I'll actually give you directions on what to do. But be sure to do that every week. I didn't do it last week, but I did it the first week and we're gonna do it this week. But
all right. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Alrighty, everybody. Well, hey, I really appreciate you guys' time tonight. So thank you for showing up. If you do have any questions, you know where we're at. Reach out to us. Reach out to your coach. Comment below when we put this on in the team page. But otherwise, you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday night. Everybody, we will see you guys very soon. All right? We'll see you guys soon.